Welcome to the Soul Tide Podcast. I'm Brecken.
And I'm Brittany. This is your space where we keep it raw, real, and 100% authentic.
Let's get Soul Tide, sis.
Hey guys.
Hello. Hey
welcome
guys,
back. Welcome back to Soul Tide Podcast.
Yeah, welcome back, guys.
We're just going to do like a little recap. We decided at the beginning of our episodes, it's fun to do like a little life recap.
Yeah. Where you're at.
Yeah, like what we're doing, how the week was.
How everything
Yeah,
went.
everything. So, I feel like the only thing I really have to share is that like we're just waiting for baby.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
You're
like a week
any
out.
day.
Yeah, any day. Hopefully.
And she's letting you know it every single night.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I was telling Brecken like the prodromal labor. I've never had any type of like contractions before with the other two. And did you have any contractions before? Like you had Braxton Hicks.
Really
yes.
bad with Hudson. Really bad.
From like 20 weeks on, huh?
Yeah.
Like
and
it was
so
bad.
when I was in labor, I didn't even really know.
You're like, this is easy.
I was like, okay. I mean, it feels a little bit harder than my Braxton Hicks, but like,
yeah,
we good. We chilling.
Right.
And I remember my photographer was like, go to the hospital right now.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Shout out Lexi.
Shout out Lexi. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah.
She's
so
like, maybe you should go.
need to go.
No, that's like,
But that's all I had. I didn't have that.
It's so weird because every night I will go to bed and I'm like, okay, tonight's tonight. And I'll like wake up around 12 and I'll have like contractions. And like, I know what they feel like and they feel like true. And some of them are like spicy. I'm like, oh, like that one was rough.
That was a zesty one right there.
And then like, they'll just start to slowly taper off and fizzle away. And I'm like, okay, let's not tease me anymore because I'm done.
That is the biggest block,
you
know, ever.
It is.
Because you're on the verge of a breakthrough.
No, literally. And
no, just kidding, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. So every Sunday, my family and I, like Chan and the kids and I, we've decided to like dedicate time to being outside. Like that's like our church. Yeah. And
just be in nature.
Yes.
Do all the things.
Yes. And my mother, Kaylin, my mother-in-law and father-in-law came over and he was like, are you scared of like it starting?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm like literally begging for the pain right now or the intensity.
Yeah.
Every time it comes, I'm like, yes. And I let it like wash over me like, and I'm like, please. And you know what? I guess it's just not time, but
I guess not. Teaching you a lesson in patience.
Yeah.
You know, that is pregnancy in a nutshell though. It teaches you a very big lesson in patience.
Yes. And surrender.
Oh, it's surrender. Yeah.
It's the ultimate like surrender project experiment. Isn't that a thing? A surrender experiment?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's actually, I have the audiobook.
Do you?
In my thing.
Have you half read it?
Probably. I should look at the percentage because that's a known thing for me is I download the books. I buy the books. I don't finish the books.
You know what?
Is that a metaphor for me in life?
Do you have a hard time finishing, right?
Maybe. In what regard?
Yeah, you're like, actually, no.
No, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
I get bored easily.
No, I feel that.
And pushing through the boredom, that is my lesson.
Yeah.
That is my lesson. But labor.
I feel like that's really all there for my life updates. Like, I feel like when you're at the end of pregnancy, like my due date's in a week. And it's,
my gosh, it is?
Yes. But like when you're at the end of pregnancy, it's like you actually, hopefully by the time they're listening, I've had the baby.
She'll have given birth. Yeah. And you can watch it in the comfort of your bedroom.
Yes, exactly. But I'm like, it's just the in between. It's the waiting and it's the patience. And it's like time doesn't really exist and it just feels wonky.
Yeah. But also your body is exhausted.
Yeah.
I remember hitting 32 weeks with Hudson. I was doing a workout at gym class. I think it was a box jump. I'm pretty positive.
I'm impressed.
I remember doing a box jump and I was on the top of it and I was like, what am I doing here?
You're like,
and I jumped off and I left the workout early and I never walked back in till like 6 weeks postpartum. And in that moment, it was like, I remember feeling just like so tapped out.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to do this for two more months? Right?
Yeah.
Am I doing the math right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's about,
Okay, yeah, around there. But
like, I don't know. Don't ask me to do math.
I struggled with math in high school, so it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So go you for even showing up and being here.
You know what? Life goes on.
Life goes on. So it does.
What about you? What's yours?
Well, our weekend was eventful, actually. My stepson got engaged.
Oh, yes.
That was a big deal.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. She's the grandma.
You guys,
well, not yet, but
yeah, this is the perk of marrying somebody 9 years older than you. Is like I could for sure be a grandma, mid-30s.
Yes,
like
hottest
35.
grandma
I could be
ever.
a grandma with a like 4-year-old.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
I kind of low key love it.
I do too.
It's great.
And you get to be young and fun.
I'm
and
like the
energetic.
young, spry, fun grandma.
Yes.
You know, not the old one.
Yeah.
Like that's fun.
Not the old hag.
Yeah. They're like, that's your grandma. Anyway, so it was exciting, but it was also a little bit nervy. Is that the right word? Like,
well, there was
stressful?
a lot going on that
we were
day.
very stretched that day. So
Yeah.
that day, Arizona decided, hey, this is a good day. We haven't done this for weeks.
Yeah.
It's been sunny. It's been hot.
Yeah.
We're going to downpour
The
all
one
day long. All day long. And he was proposing in the desert. So it was not really a thing where it's like, okay, we've got coverage. Like we're fine if it rains. No, we needed it to be dry enough
Right.
to set it up.
Yeah, because it was like candles and flowers and all the things.
There was a blanket and there were flowers and there were like signs and it overlooked the desert. It was so beautiful. It was
pretty.
not going to work out if the rain didn't stop. And I kid you not, me and him and the photographer Alicia, we're texting all day, getting on phone calls. Okay, it's okay. Like, don't look at the weather. It's fine. It's going to be good. Alicia actually was the one who was like, Chris, just stop looking at the weather.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. We're going to do it anyways. We're going to full send this. We're going to go.
Right. It's good luck when
And then
it
she's
rains.
like texting me on the side like, I don't know what to do. She's like,
actually-
Brecken. She's like, I can't tell him no. And so we were stressing.
Yeah.
And even on the way, so Josh, myself, and then Scotland and Nixon, we drove up early to meet Alicia to set up everything. So we had a whole plan. We had set it up the week prior and invited Natalie on like a razor ride. Because Josh loves doing that stuff.
Right.
Chris was like, oh, we'll think about it. Last minute was like, oh, I don't want to do that. Let's just go to like a nice dinner that day.
Yeah.
And I think she'd anticipated getting engaged
Right.
over the course of the next few weeks.
Yeah.
But she didn't know the ring was done. He had the ring for 2 weeks. And so he was trying to surprise her as best he could. Anyways, so we go up, we meet with Alicia. The whole time we're driving up, it's pouring. Like not sprinkling, it's pouring. And we were like, hey, like
cool.
we're just gonna go. We get there, it's freezing, it's raining. Alicia and I just look at each other and we're like, okay, now what? So we're arranging flowers in her car in pots. Like the pots are muddy. We're putting flowers in there, like just praying that it stops. And he was supposed to be there at 5:30. He's texting us, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Right. And Alicia's like, just stop looking and come. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're already here. We're going to do it. And she really wanted Alicia like to be a part of her engagement. That was like a big thing for her. She loves Alicia's photos. She's always loved Alicia's photos, and Alicia's very busy. So it was like, we have to get it done today or you can't for a while. So 20, 30 minutes. Yeah. Like 5 o'clock, it stops raining and we're like, let's go. So we run to the spot. Thankfully, there was a lot of like rocks or sand. It was like sandy. So it wasn't muddy is what I'm trying to say, which was amazing. We get out there. My mom had bought a tarp that day and was like, Brecken, take a tarp out.
Oh, good.
And put it, which was brilliant.
That is
we had a white
smart.
blanket.
Yes.
She's like, take the tarp out, put the blanket on top of it. So it was a tiny bit wet, but we laid the tarp out, laid the blanket out, laid the flowers, letters, all of it. And then all of a sudden the sun starts coming out. And we were like, okay, this is perfect. That. So anyways, the point of my whole long story is we got about 30 minutes to be able to do the engagement. And I kid you not, as we packed up and started driving home, pouring again.
That's crazy.
So it was this like 30-minute window where
a little miracle.
It worked out perfectly. But that was really fun and exciting. And then we just hung out all weekend. Yeah. Nothing else crazy. Yeah. Just a fun, chill weekend. Yeah. Going to the park, hanging with fam, playing games, all the things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so fun.
But that was eventful. It was fun. It worked out. We're excited.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I can't believe he's engaged.
I know. So wild.
He's growing up.
up.
Okay. Let's just like jump right into today's episode. We're going to be doing like health and wellness topics. And we've got a doggo right here that just...
Harley, lay down. Lay down.
Maybe he knows I'm going to give birth soon.
Lay down, buddy.
This week's episode is all about health and wellness, our favorite routines.
Yeah.
All the things.
What makes us happy.
Yeah. Or like wellness rituals, what keeps us in a good headspace.
I guess different products we like, different things that we use that support us.
Yeah.
It's just fun to hear, you know?
I know. I love like listening to what other people do for their health and just like, I feel like we've both dabbled in a lot of things.
We love the health and wellness
Yes,
space.
it's like our hobby.
Yeah, it really is so fun for us.
Let's just start with like our morning and night routine? Like, do you have like a specific morning routine or night routine that you just like love and ride for?
I feel like I ebb and flow with this. So when I'm at my prime, I'm feeling really good. I'm in really good habits.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm consistently doing some of the same things. So morning, when I'm doing what I need to, I try to wake up 30 minutes. I would love to wake up an hour before the kids so that I can I have a PEMF mat and I love it. I'll lay on it. I'll do red light. Again, this is a good day because I haven't been doing that lately. I've been waking up when the kids wake up.
This is like ideal.
I am scattered, thrown off.
I know,
cranky.
right?
It's really interesting. So this is an ideal day, is that I wake up and I do a self-care, whatever it is. Red light, PEMF mat. I got the shaker plate and I like that. And then I like take my supplements, drink my greens. Again, on a good day, I'll do like lemon honey water just to kind of like detox. And that's kind of it. And then I'll get ready and go to the gym.
Yeah.
We'll get kids ready, get them out the door, get ready and go to the gym. So it's very simple for me. But what I have noticed is if I give myself time to just have a moment to breathe in the morning, my days go a lot different. And I need to remember that every day because I'll snooze my alarm a lot. But some form of giving myself quiet.
Yeah.
I'll listen to audiobooks. I will do a meditation app. Yeah. I'll breathe. So it doesn't specifically look a certain way every time I do it, but it's some form of that.
Right.
It's sitting in the quiet or just having a moment to myself before life gets crazy.
Yeah, the
busy.
chaos.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yeah. What about you?
I feel like my morning routine is more like habitual.
Yeah.
And getting kids out the door. And then my night routine is more extensive. Like, I it's the same thing every morning. I guess it depends too, like on if I'm very pregnant or not.
Sure.
But like right now I'm taking the extra sleep, but
as you should.
I wake up I honestly wake up like 15, 20 minutes before the kids now.
Yeah.
And like I'll do like a quick face of makeup, go downstairs, do breakfast, get them out the door. Yeah. And then the gym. And I feel like that's kind of when my mornings, like not my morning starts, but like the routine of it and like the health and wellness aspect is like getting to the gym. And then we'll come home and like do cold plunge usually after. And that's like kind of like my morning thing.
Oh, so you do the cold plunge every morning.
I do.
Love that.
Well, not right now.
I used to. Our plunge is on our patio right now since we moved. But
you need to set it up.
That is something I used to do every single day and morning or night. It just depended, but that does make such a difference.
No, it seriously.
It makes such a difference.
Cold plunging is insane, the health benefits from it. And it's so simple. Even just cold exposure in general. Yeah. Like one for your mental clarity, mental strength. My biggest thing with cold plunging or cold exposure, like a cold shower, if you don't have a cold plunge, is like the anxiety aspect of it, because I feel like I'm naturally a more anxious person.
Same.
And what like getting in cold water does, and you already know this, but for any listeners that don't know this, getting in cold water or exposing yourself to that, it literally kind of emulates an anxiety attack. It releases cortisol in your body in the beginning. And then what you do, like while you're in it, is like bringing yourself down, recentering, reconnecting back to your breath.
Well, it's like grounding yourself. Yes. You're choosing to put your
regulate
body in fight or flight.
Yes.
And you're learning how to regulate.
Right. And it's in a safe environment.
Yeah.
So you're like choosing to do it in a safe environment and like showing your body that you can get out of that situation or that mental state. And like, so then when like a situation like that in real life pops up, you're like, okay, I know how to handle this. Like
it's
that
crazy
feeling of like,
well, it's crazy how it correlates.
Yes.
Because it sounds like, okay, that's dumb. Like
right.
My real life is but it really does help. I notice such a difference in my like mental state when I'm consistently cold plunging.
Yeah.
I also don't feel as inflamed. I feel it's like D, all of the above.
Yes.
And I get a lot more energy. It's
so much energy.
Crazy how much energy I have post cold plunging.
Yes. Like a midday plunge pick me up instead of caffeine.
Like a little shot of espresso, but literally like dipping your toes full body in cold water.
48 degree water.
Yeah. Or like colder. Injuries. I get really bad neck stuff. This we know. And that it helps that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you ever dunk? Like, do you ever go all the way in?
I think about it.
I don't
ever because I don't want to wash my hair.
I know, right? That's literally the reason.
I'm like, if it's a hair washing day, I'll dunk. But also like my lashes, it's like,
that's true.
I mean, it's fine. I guess that doesn't matter. That's an excuse.
But it's getting it
It's
wet.
my hair. It's the hair.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's not the uncomfortability.
No, it's not that at all.
I never dunk. I probably should.
Same.
But
yeah,
maybe that will be okay. We need to talk about our misogi this year.
Yeah.
We have been, this is like, can go with health and wellness
for
too.
Sure.
This like doing something hard every year.
Yeah. It makes my
maybe dunking our head under.
Maybe it's,
it's dunking our head under in the
dunking
cold
our
plunge.
head underwater.
Yeah.
Of a cold plunge. Yeah.
And then we do our day.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me right now in the phase that I'm in with young babies and like, I don't want to say I don't have time because I could make time.
Sure.
I could get up earlier, but with young kids, it's almost unrealistic to be waking up at 4 a.m. and to be like doing all the things before, because sleep is a wellness thing that you need.
Absolutely.
And so like right now I'm focusing more on like where I can control something, which is more at night when I have like their bedtime routine and then I have like a moment for myself
to breathe.
Right. And so that looks like for me, I swear it's the same thing every night. Like we start dinner at like 5. We eat really early.
I love that though. Honestly, that is great.
Yeah. I mean, but also it's like helps me get the kids in bed faster.
Yeah.
Not that I like want to get rid of them, but it's like also they need to have a good bedtime.
Need sleep though.
So like I'll start from when the kids go to bed. Okay. So like I'll turn on, I literally turn off all of our overhead light.
You got red.
Yeah,
like
red lights
bulbs,
and low
right?
lights and like lamps.
At night you do.
At night.
When does that start? Like what
that
time?
like when I notice the sun going down. Okay. So like after dinner when we're doing baths. Yeah. I'll literally.
It's like your circadian. What do they say? Like
setting your circadian rhythm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I literally, my kids eventually someday will appreciate it. Right now they're like. Now they're used to it, but at first when I started doing that, they're like, "What the freak?" I turn on a 528 hertz frequency.
Oh,
and on our TV or on our speaker.
It's just like a sound.
Yeah, it's a sound. It's like a vibration.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear it, or is it? Just, okay.
And it's like it sounds like no.
They're just used to it.
Yeah,
now.
they're used
whether
to
it bugs them or not. They're
it
like,
might.
It's 528 time.
Yeah, literally. And so I'll like turn on low lights and do that, and like. Because sometimes I let Rome have screen time before bed, but Leighton, no.
Well,
because
it makes a difference.
Yes, it does. And so I'm like, I try and just like get their bodies calm.
Yeah.
And then also mine, because after a long,
they're heightened, you're heightened.
Yes.
Or vice versa.
Yes. And after a long day of momming, like you need the regulation.
Oh yeah.
Not you, me.
No. It's applicable.
Both of us.
I think everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I don't text, I never text you back like late at night.
I text bomb
you text me until like 12 a.m.
Yeah,
I love it.
I don't really sleep, you guys.
Well, I know I literally was thinking about that last night. I'm like, you text me so late, you need sleep.
Oh, for sure.
But
my mind turns on at night.
Yeah.
I've worked on it. We've gotten there. It's been this past year is where it really ramped up. I'm on progesterone now with my hormones, so that's supposed to level it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know. I'll like turn on, because I turn my phone on airplane mode at like 8.
Yeah, it's smart.
And I put it away.
You wake up to 17 texts from me.
Yeah.
It's all podcast
I love it.
stuff. It's always like,
it makes me feel so special.
I think that's when I feel creative is at night, because maybe it's
you don't have, it's your time.
Sure.
It's your time to be alone. And that's when I feel creative too, but I'm like I'll like journal or do whatever.
You gotta have a balance.
Yeah. And I read. That's my time to like really like, or do breath work or do whatever I'm feeling that night. That's what I'll do. I'll light some incense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like my time.
Yeah.
So I don't do it really in the morning. I do it at night.
You know what? I will say that's kind of more me too. If I can get the morning with like a red light or whatever, I like that, but I would prefer it at night too. Yeah. Like I take generally a 45-minute bath every single day.
I love that.
30 to 45 minutes every single day.
Do you always do salts?
No, sometimes it's just like, I just sit there. Sometimes it's salt. I usually do red light in the bath at night.
That's smart.
It's like let's do
habit stack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Habit stack. Yes. So I like to do that.
Wait, is it like electric?
The red light?
Yeah.
It's the Lumi box.
Okay.
So
I'm like, please don't wear
please don't do that. And it's away from the water. We're good, guys. We're good. I promise.
I'm like, no.
Okay. Your habit stacking might.
Yeah. It might be dangerous.
But yeah, I would agree. I like the quiet moments of nighttime. It's just getting in the habit of getting my kids to bed earlier.
Right.
That's what's hard.
Yeah.
They go to bed at like 9.
But
So
you
by
also
the time
have
they go to
older,
bed,
like I feel like
that's the problem.
But like Nixon and Scotty, like they want to stay up. That's their like time.
And usually if we've got extracurriculars, we're getting home late. And so by the time they're in bed, it's 9.
Right.
Then I go take my bath. And I think that's why I stay up longer.
That's true.
Because I'm putting the house to bed and I'm cleaning up. And so it just, I think that's why I stay up later, but
for sure
we can shift that. That's fine.
Yeah.
We got to work on it.
But also
I would say
sometimes
nighttime's
it's just
better.
your time. Like,
yeah, I can breathe.
Yeah.
I'll meditate. It's kind of the same thing that I shoot for in the morning, but nighttime, it does relax me more and puts me to sleep. Or I'll like listen to an audiobook to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Which is like sad.
No.
Like, oh, that puts me to sleep? Cool. But like it does.
Yeah.
Something to quiet my mind outside of scrolling my phone. You know?
That really does. I feel like that's a huge wellness hack. And something I realizing more and more is like, I need to get the F off my phone.
Oh yeah.
Like genuinely, when I'll scroll, I was doing this the other day and I was like, this is that of an addict.
Oh yeah.
I was scrolling and I was feeling anxious because I was scrolling and I kept scrolling and seeking that like dopamine hit. And I'm like, I literally had to say to myself, put your freaking phone away. And like, I had to set it down and I'm like, walk away.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like phone addiction is so
it's
real.
Crazy. Well, and it's so habitual.
Yes.
Like I notice I'll pick up my phone and all of a sudden I just go immediately to Instagram and I'm just scrolling and it's like nothing I even care to see. Some of it is, but like, it's just, it's learning to release that.
Yeah.
I've started like leaving my phone so that it's not with me everywhere. But now I lose my phone all the time.
Same.
We had the other day I was on a mouse chase and Josh tried to help me to find my iPhone on my computer.
That's hilarious.
And I don't remember where it was, but that's the downside. Now I lose it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
No, I love that for you though.
Yeah. But then I panic because like, nobody can get a hold of me.
Isn't that so weird? I know. We're like, wait.
If I can't call somebody or they can't call me, that stresses me out.
I feel so naked without
I do.
it, which is weird.
Yeah. Also, I'm like, how did they do it? And way back when.
I know, but we didn't like growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone until I was like 16 or like.
I was in
texting.
I think it was junior high.
Yeah.
Begged and I got it for my birthday. It was Virgin Mobile. Did you ever have Virgin Mobile?
No.
It was like pay as you go.
Oh,
I had to pay for
love
my
that.
text. I had to pay for my minutes. I had to pay for my ringtones.
Yeah.
I savored that. Like people would text me like, can't text you right now.
Yeah.
I have 50, whatever left. I had to buy my cards. It was a good learning lesson for me. And it was just a silver flip phone. When I got my first real phone on like a real plan, it was T-Mobile and it was like the Pebble. Do you remember that one?
Yes. I had the pink razor.
Oh, same. I got that hot pink razor. Everyone wanted, I had a little case. Like
you did
like
not.
I had a hot pink razor and it was like a baby pink
I love that
case and it had a little handle and you could carry it. I'm like,
that's so
why?
Scotty coded.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But you had to have the pink razor.
Yeah.
The pink razor, the Blackberry Pearl. I had that.
I remember that one.
Do you remember?
That one was like too bougie for me.
That one was bougie. I had the Sidekick. I had to earn that one. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
Flipped it and it like,
yes.
that one was, it's crazy.
Or like T9 texting.
Yes. That was, those were the days. But you're right. I mean, we grew up with like a little bit of each.
Yeah, we had like a good
on a
balance.
landline.
Yeah,
we had one in
we
our
did
house.
too.
It's crazy. Yeah,
I know. That was a side tangent, but
Yeah.
if there's one wellness like hack product, whatever, that is $0, that costs $0 or costs $5,000, like what would you?
If you could only
if you could only have one
non-negotiable.
Right, you're one non-negotiable. Thank you. My words were having a hard time coming out.
It's great. It's funny because we talked about this.
Yes.
We did talk about this little snippet when we were like, we could do a wellness one. And originally I said the bath because it feels so grounding and healing for me. And water is that way.
Water.
Like what our body's made up of, 75% water? Mm-hmm. So it's natural that we feel called to water and that we calm being in water.
Right.
And that's still probably it. But it's interesting as I'm thinking about like the wellness of like what really helps my mind. Truly, it's the cold plunge, which is kind of crazy. And I'm like,
which is water.
It's water still, but it's uncomfortable. So I guess a form of water supports me a lot now that I think about it.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting.
No, I like that though. Cause one is like very warm and grounding and one is very like, slaps you in the face.
It's literally two opposite
Yes,
ends of the spectrum.
it is, but like so similar. So
Yeah.
that's really
actually
cool.
really interesting. So a variation of a water situation.
Maybe water is like your healing.
I wonder.
Yeah.
That's something to look into.
I know.
Although the like, what is it? Not cryotherapy. What am I trying to say? The ones where you lay in water and you float.
I hate float spas.
And you're like, it's dark. I'm like,
no, it's
sharks
creepy.
will get me. Even though the pot is this
You're
big.
like, there's a shark in here.
Something is in here. It stresses me out.
Yes.
I can't do it. Can't do it.
I did it one time and I didn't wear the earplugs and I had salt in my ears for like 5 years. I'm
You're like, cool.
I had like an ear. I think I got an ear infection or an earache.
So
but
it just didn't do anything.
no, but also it's like, I didn't like it.
No, I feel claustrophobic.
Yes.
I don't understand how people like it.
No.
I applaud you if you do.
Yeah.
But I feel like even thinking about it, I'm like,
Yes.
makes my skin crawl.
I know.
So I don't like that form of water.
No.
Not that one.
Okay, so water for you.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think
hot and
so.
cold water.
Hot and cold.
Yeah.
All right. What about
Katy
you?
Perry.
Yeah, Katy Perry.
I feel like it's ebbed and flowed. I mean, it always does.
Yeah.
It changes. But like right now, currently, I feel like what I couldn't live without, I was telling you this, is visualization.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like even more so than breath work, even more so than like meditation. Because each one serves a different purpose.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
meditation is more to like observe your thoughts and be okay with them and get into like a theta state in
Yeah.
your brain. Like more relaxing.
Where you're like almost not thinking.
Right.
Essentially.
Well,
Ish.
you are thinking, but you're not thinking anything about your thoughts.
Sure.
Like,
Which,
you know,
that makes a whole lot of
right.
sense.
Exactly.
But no,
Like,
I get what you're saying.
You're being neutral.
Yeah.
Right.
You're just like open.
Yeah. And it's like letting thoughts
Yeah.
flow through you rather than like taking them on or like
Sure.
actively thinking about
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And then like breath work is more like getting in your body and like healing things out of your body or like regulating,
Yeah.
like nervous system regulation.
That's a good way to put it. I like that, regulating.
And then visualization, I've like been obsessed with recently
Yeah.
because it's like dreaming. It's like creating any type of reality you want in your mind because your body doesn't know, well, your brain doesn't know the difference between a real experience or a
Sure.
thought experience.
Sure.
So like it's mental rehearsal.
Yeah.
So like that's what Joe Dispenza.
Yes.
I'm obsessed with Daddy
Yeah.
Joe.
Daddy
But
Joe.
he speaks on this. If you want any book recommendations, Becoming Supernatural and Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself are really great about
I
this
downloaded
topic.
that.
Yes, you'll love it.
I'll get there. I'll listen
Yeah,
to it
you will.
eventually.
But it's like visualization is like creating an experience. It's like a future memory. It's
Yeah. It's like a vision board.
Yes.
But like a meditative vision board.
Yes, in your
essentially?
mind. Yes, it's like an active
I like that.
thought process. Like literally last night, I
You're, like,
was
thinking the thought and manifesting the thought.
because
Visualize the thought
right.
first.
And you live it in your head.
Yeah.
So like
it's already happened.
Like it's already happening. And so like last night I was laying in bed and I'm like, okay, this is how my birth is going to go. And I like walked through every single step of it in like vivid detail, how I felt.
Yeah.
Like all the things.
Yeah.
And it like physically puts a vibration out into
Sure.
the universe
Yeah.
and draws that back to you.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not going to happen exactly how you want
Sure,
every
there's
single time,
Yeah.
but it can.
Yeah. Essentially, you know.
Yeah.
I think that there can be like core points that like you do attract.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. So that's been,
Energy
like,
attracts energy,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And yeah, I think that is a thing.
yeah.
It's so crazy.
So that's been like my thing lately.
I love that. No, I love
like,
that.
I get like obsessed with things.
When it's something that you can, yeah, but that's a
Yeah.
good thing. It's something that you can have control over.
Right.
Is visualizing how you want your life to look, you know, instead of falling into this victim mentality of like feeling sorry for how
Yeah.
your life looks.
Well, also getting into like our habits. Literally, if you wake up and do the same thing and think the same thoughts, your life will be exactly the same.
Sure.
It's just how it's literally physics. Like
Yeah.
you can't do the same thing over and over again expecting a different result. And so it's like this visualization is kind of just like creating a new reality,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah. And allowing your
Yeah.
brain and your mind,
Yeah.
brain
Yeah.
and body to, you know, create that.
Yeah.
It is cool. It's crazy how powerful our minds are.
It's wild.
In both aspects, right?
Yes.
Positive and negative.
Okay,
like, it's crazy.
Think of how, like, at least for me, I could like ruminate on a certain subject and be like, what if this happens and this happens and da da da, and like be so anxious about a situation, and then like it turns out like that, and I'm like, oh, so I can actually do the opposite of this and create something good from it.
Well, they say, I mean, what you resist persists.
Yeah.
And I have found that very applicable in my life many times. So it's like you're creating this narrative. You're creating fear,
right,
angst, all of those feelings to only create the experience and then feel those same feelings again.
Right.
So it's just a spiral.
Yep.
It's like you need to walk yourself through a different scenario. Josh and I were talking about that recently, actually, with like Untethered Soul, where it kind of talks about that. I mean, you have to like see yourself and walk yourself through different things,
right,
without attaching so much fear and angst and all of that to it, because it doesn't have to look that way.
Right.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it can
like
look a different way.
There can be so many scenarios where, yeah, that could be worst case scenario, but then, okay, you go there, sure. Walk yourself out of it. How does it look if it's not that way?
Right.
That's a good practice for all of us, because it creates a space of receiving, and it allows us to just be a little bit more at peace versus like operating like this, waiting for the thing to happen, and then it happens, and then you're miserable twice.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah. And it's like, instead of saying like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, what's best case scenario?
What's the best thing that can happen?
Yeah. Like what is a different outcome that feels better?
Yeah.
Because we don't really want to feel bad.
No.
It's just a habit sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truly.
No, exactly.
It's crazy.
Like hyperfixate on.
Yes.
That.
You and I both have like our personal training certificates. Yeah. We've both tried a lot of
Shout
different
out to
training.
NASM.
Yep.
NASM. I say
feel
it different.
Like, I say NASM.
My little stint at 24-hour fitness.
Yep. I know. I was at LA for like 3 months.
I started training like 6 or 8 weeks after Scotland was born. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I wasn't even
right.
Like,
you're bleeding still. You're like
literally. And B, C, D, E, F, all of it. I'm like, I don't know why I did that so early.
Right.
I was not prepared, but yeah.
I always think back to like when I was a trainer, and I'm like, I was so new. I feel like I didn't know that much, and I still did it.
I felt so inadequate.
Yes,
like,
same.
People are paying me.
Yes.
I remember there was one specific client. She was an elderly lady, and all of her main focus was to just like take a step up on something.
That's so sweet though.
So we worked for months and months and months and months, and she did it finally.
Oh,
took a step.
good.
But I remember feeling so inadequate when I had to deal with something like that, because it's with any training or any certification, right?
Yeah.
So I have my aesthetics and laser certification. They teach you the baseline. Mm-hmm. You learn the health, you learn the safety, you learn the sanitation, but your real life experience doesn't come until you're doing it.
Like in it.
And it's really scary, especially when you're training people and you don't want to hurt them.
Right.
You know?
Or like, I feel like certifications are so interesting. Not that I don't support a certification.
No, yeah.
I'm like all for that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, real life experience is so much.
Oh yeah. It's everything.
Better.
It's
I feel
everything. I learned more as an esthetician and a laser tech practicing, working at a med spa, than I did in school, which is obviously like that's what it's supposed to be. A school can't provide all those experiences. The turnover is like they have so many students coming in and out. Right. But it is interesting how you jump into something and you're like, okay, let's go. I'm just going to pretend till I fake it till I make it.
Fake it till I make it. I feel like it's not until like I started applying like the principles to myself. Sure. And I'm like, okay.
Sure. Yeah. Like,
which seems like a given, you know?
No, but we all do that.
Yeah. But
we all do that.
I feel like we both tried a lot of different like training methods. Yeah. For me, I feel like my most effective and my favorite is like resistance training. Yeah. And it's like the best I've ever looked. Like hardest the training that's ever been is when like you're training to failure.
Yeah, it's mentally exhausting.
Yes. But like also on the other hand, I love things like gym class. Yeah. Which is like more like
it's like a combo.
Yeah, it's like a combo. I feel like you love gym class.
I love it. I love gym class because it's a variation of like strength training with a little bit of cardio, but not a ton.
Right.
Prior to that, it was a lot of cardio, and that I don't do well with like intense HIIT training. I can't do intense
it triggers
HIIT
your
training.
migraines, doesn't it?
It does. Yes. If I do intense HIIT training, I get really bad migraines as it is, and it triggers them. Yes. And I feel like my body is more inflamed. Like there's a balance for me. Yeah. There's a happy medium. Strength training, resistance training, but then also on the reciprocating end, Pilates and yoga.
I know, we love our Pilates. Okay, we had a stint. Is that?
That's a word. It's
okay.
great.
We had like a little run of hot yoga.
Yes,
this is last year.
Hot yoga. Yeah.
We need to get back to that because I feel like after those classes, I was so grounded. I felt so good. I was starting to get flexible. You, on the other hand, are already flexible. I'm like, this bitch is literally stretchy. I would watch you and I'm like,
I don't know how, because it's not like I really was like, did anything to, I played tennis growing up.
I feel like you're like naturally flexible.
I sit in like the what is it, the Asian squat position?
You literally like
that's
naturally.
how I naturally sit, and I've always sat that way.
Yeah.
And people are always like, how do you sit like that? I don't know. Maybe my hip flexors are
loose.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I shouldn't ever I got to learn to filter. Well, I did, but like you say things and I immediately go to like, do you want to say something else?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Like, get it together, Brecken.
You know what? Don't
have to always
please don't get it together.
Be dirty.
But you do.
I know. Anyways.
It's who you are.
Yeah. I love yoga. I love Pilates. And I think it allows you, it's a different kind of workout, and it's a different kind of mental game.
Yes,
because I've talked to a lot of people who are like, I can't do it. It's too slow paced for me. I can't, whatever. But I think there's a lesson to be learned.
There is.
It's teaching you to slow down. It's teaching you to do hard things and hold positions and be patient. And then at the end, you get to meditate and you do breath work. So it actually is very, very grounding for me when I can do both.
Right.
Because I couldn't just do yoga and Pilates. No. Like I would get bored.
Yeah, totally.
But I need a variation of things.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way, or are you like?
No, I feel like I love a variation. Yeah. I can get very set in my routine with like weightlifting. Not when I have been training and weightlifting this whole pregnancy, but I feel like I will stick to a program for a really long time. And I'm like, okay, I need to shake it up.
I'm at a plateau here.
Yeah. But also there's like a little nuance to that too, because it's like you do want to train the same program with progressive overload, you know, and so that you can build muscle.
Sure.
And I'm trying to get a fat ass. Like Brecken doesn't have to try for this.
No, actually it's sad though, because naturally
you have like naturally the best body.
I have a big old booty.
Yeah.
But post Hudson, I've lost a lot more weight, and it's kind of dissipating. And is that the right word?
You're just lean, but you still have glutes. Like,
yeah, I'm kind of like, I used to be self-conscious that it was so big, and now I'm like self-conscious that it's not big enough.
Right. You're like,
I can't win here. I can't win here.
Literally. I feel like you look the best you've ever looked.
Thank you. I feel like there is a correlation to that though. Yeah. Because my mind,
your headspace,
like everything.
Yeah.
And I just am like, yeah.
There is something to be said about like how you feel inside.
Yeah. It's all like connected.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I've always had a big old booty.
Yeah, you have. And you know what? We all strive for this.
I hated it in high school though, because all of my friends were like stick thin.
Yeah.
I was the only one that had more of the athletic build. Like my friends all looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Nothing against that. So if you're watching, you looked great.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I was more of an athletic build. I had a lot more muscle, bigger thighs, a really big bubble butt.
Yeah.
And people would comment on my butt. And I was so self-conscious. And then it wasn't until I got older that now like, you see all these women, like they have booty programs.
Yes.
These girls are trying to get big butts. And it's embraced, which is also so funny about, you know, our culture and
how it ebbs
the
and
world.
flows.
It's like, okay, yeah, this is what's in. You have to big butt now flat butt.
Right.
I don't know if flat butt's ever been in, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, lean or thick or this or that or whatever. But it's just, it's funny how I've leaned into it more, and now I kind of miss it sometimes. Yeah. Not that I don't have one, but it's just funny. It was full circle moment.
Yes. Chan and I were talking last night or 2 nights ago, and he was like, we were laying in bed and he's like, I never really, because I said, prepare to be sick of me. I'm going to be so hot after this baby. And I'm
prepare
like,
to be sick of me.
I'm like, I am going to train so hard. And anyway, and he was like, that's so crazy that like girls have to think about like looking a certain way. He's
It's,
like, I've never thought about trying to be lean and keep my butt. He was like,
he's like, I work out.
Yeah. He's
You
like,
know?
never once did that cross my mind.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
And not that we have to think about it, but there is this societal pressure.
I feel like, to your point, there is a weird societal pressure, and especially on women, and we put it on ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody puts it on us. I think we choose to put it on ourselves because we are in this world of comparison and social media and all the things, right? But it is interesting how I do feel like women are more like that than men.
Yeah.
Like, I don't ever hear Josh like, oh my gosh, my butt's too small or whatever.
Chan
like,
will look in the mirror and be like, I look good today. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you do, but okay.
Chill out on the confidence.
But also I love it.
No, I love it. I love that.
Because like, I mean, there are days where I'm like, oh, I look like pretty today. But like
more times than not,
the self-talk
you're critiquing yourself.
Yes. Which needs to change.
Which is so sad if you think about it.
I just feel like choose whatever training method makes you happy.
Yes.
And it provides you with the results that you want rather than trying to fit into this mold of like what you feel pressured to do. You know, just do what makes you happy, literally.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
If you listen, you know, this is going to sound like all woo or whatever.
We love woo.
But if you listen, you know, intuitively, like I know where my body thrives and where my body does not do well in workouts or life in general. But I love that you said, like, do what works for you and don't fall into the pressure because, you know, right now the phase is Pilates.
Right.
Everyone wants to do Pilates.
Pilates princess.
And I love Pilates.
I do too.
My body does really well with Pilates, but that's not everybody.
Right.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you.
Yeah.
Boo.
You do you.
Do you, boo.
Another wellness like hack, which is not even like a hack, really. I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah.
This should be common sense. I tell myself this all the time.
I do stuff like that.
If I'm sad, if I'm feeling like a little down, go outside. Literally get outside.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it's free. It's easy. You can literally walk out the door and it's so life-giving.
Yep.
Just the sunshine on your face, the grass, like it sounds obvious.
That's another like cold plunge thing though, like where it gives you this boost of energy.
It really does.
To your point, it does sound obvious, but it's something that I think is so obvious that we forget and don't do.
It's like taking it for granted.
Yes.
I do.
Oh no, for sure. Me too. That is actually something I've been incorporating in my routine most days. And I don't know why I didn't mention that. Yeah. I take Hudson for a walk every single day.
You've been doing your walks.
We do it either like right before her nap or sometimes before and after. And it's crazy how much happier she is. And like, honestly, how much happier I am.
Right.
And I'm just walking in the sunshine.
Exactly.
It's like everyday stuff, but it does something. Yeah. Yeah.
No, there's something to be said about being outside, and like nature is God's medicine.
That's healing.
Yes. Yeah. And so that's one wellness hack.
That's a really good one. Actually, I love that.
And then sleep. I know that's such a hard topic as mom because it's choppy. It's few and far between sometimes. And it's like easy to get caught up in like I have to sleep or like I'm not going to reach my goals for me at least.
Oh, I do it.
Like,
I'm like,
yes.
I'm counting down. I only get 6 hours.
Yeah.
I only get 5 hours.
Yeah.
Which is awful.
With your insomnia.
Yeah. It's we're getting there.
Yeah. You're figuring it out.
Yeah.
But sleep is just so important. And it's actually like the difference between getting good sleep. I'm not even for just physical health, but mental health.
Well, yes.
You are so much more adept to responding to things differently, to being able to handle like pressure or emotions or your kids' emotions. Like I am so not a nice mom when I don't sleep. Yeah. And like then my kids mirror and then it's just back and forth.
It's just like a mess of a day. No, like, for sure.
Literally.
For sure. It is really interesting because Josh and I just had that conversation again. Yeah. He is not feeling well. Yeah. He's got like sinus stuff going on. They have a big event later in the week and I'm like, just rest. Because he wakes up at 4 or 4:30 in the morning.
He's always go.
Always go. And there's something also about letting your body rest and get the sleep because your body can't repair itself in any form until you're sleeping. So if you're not giving it that time to do so,
right,
I think you're also constantly in this like stressed fight or flight mode, survival mode. And our bodies are heightened, our cortisol's raised, our everything. Yeah. It affects everything. Like
it does.
Our breathing, our heart rate, like all of it. It's all encompassing. And I think it's not, I mean, I don't, is it appreciate it? Is that what the right word?
Yeah. Or like,
that's not one of the first things that I'm like, I have to get my sleep. And like, we have friends who they go to bed at like a certain time and they wake up, and I honestly envy it and I love it, but it's so habitual for them that they're like, what do you mean? Like, this is when I go to bed, and they feel great all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have bad days, but you know what I mean? It is.
No, I aspire to be more like that.
No, me too.
It's also like kind of hard. I feel like, for me at least, because Chan works so late.
Right.
And it's like our time that we get is at night.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, when I see him, I'm like, oh, I want to like stay up and hang out and talk.
Yeah.
And then like before we know it, it's like 11 o'clock and we're laying in bed, and I'm like, oh shoot.
I feel that one.
I should have gone to sleep.
Very deeply.
But yeah, sleep is so important.
It's essential.
I also don't even feel like I'm like so qualified to like harp on it, because I don't prioritize it as much as I should. But this is just a reminder.
It's just
for us to prioritize.
Something that we're aware of that we need to be better at.
Exactly.
But I do notice a difference when I'm getting quality sleep versus not, you know? And like you said, it seems so easy, but I let life get in the way.
Yeah.
We all do. So
yeah. Let's talk about supplements.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a good one to round it out with, because we both love it.
What are you on?
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah. What are you on? Are you on testosterone? Are you on?
Yes, I'm on Trophies.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just because my testosterone is non-existent.
What is it? Tren?
Oh, the steroids. And no, I'm not like injecting steroids.
Exactly.
My hormones are like actually really
I know they are.
So we're getting better.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah. And so like, what do you feel like has helped you regulate your hormones the best?
Working out helps, like mentally.
Right.
Getting on the recent stuff that I've gotten. I got a lot of blood work done, and my hormones were very, very low. And so I was very angry. I was very irritable. I was tired all the time. But then I would try to go to bed at night, and I was wide awake. And it was just this cycle of just feeling edgy and irritable and tired and crying and emotional and all of these ups and downs, where I was like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, okay, something needs to change.
Something's off. And so obviously I went and got my blood work done, and my levels were all super low. So I am taking testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone to crank it back up.
Yeah.
And it's helped a lot. That has helped. I feel like in regards to hormone, like just like feeling good, cold plunges. I mean, it really, like, supplements have helped me. I'm on an adrenal supplement. I do like that.
Yeah.
But it's like the practices of like the walks outside, being in sunshine, working out, cold plunges, which is funny because it has nothing to do with any of.
Right.
Do you know
but
what I
that's
mean?
all natural serotonin, serotonin.
Those are like boosts for me.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like one of like our doctors.
Yeah.
Like main things for testosterone. He's like, get in the sunshine and cold plunge.
Which I love.
Yes.
I'm like pushing for that versus a Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
Right.
I think that there's a time and a place for everything. Yeah. I love both sides of, you know, what is it? The spectrum,
Western and like holistic medicine.
I love it all.
Yeah.
I think there's a time and a place for all of it.
Right.
But I do love trying that route first.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I love that. And that's good too, because I feel like sometimes we do need a little extra help.
Sure. Yeah.
To get us to where we need to be. We get regulated, and then you come off of it and
feel good.
Yeah, you feel good.
Yep. Totally.
I feel like obviously other than like prenatals and all the like those supplements that I'm taking right now, magnesium.
Oh yeah.
Literally, we were talking about this. You're like, I need to get back on magnesium.
I know. I never ordered it.
You need
to. In my cart on an open tab.
I'm going to get you some so you start taking it, because that will help your sleep too.
I know.
Really, like true. And a magnesium complex too. You don't want
take it at night, because that was my problem.
Yes.
I had the magnesium complex.
Right.
And I was taking it in the morning.
And most of us are deficient in magnesium. It's just the culture we live in.
Yeah.
And vitamin D. But if that helps my sleep more than anything else is magnesium.
I'm going to order it today.
Okay. I'll remind you. Yeah.
Hold me to that.
If not, I'm ordering it for you.
Send me that request.
Shove it down your throat.
Tell me what I owe you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and then
greens. We both
greens. We do our greens.
I love my greens.
Yes, I love our greens.
Makes me regular.
We do our salt electrolytes.
I do electrolytes every day.
Yes.
Greens every day. And adrenal complex.
I don't do adrenal. What adrenal complex do you do?
Just ingredients.
Oh, really?
Okay. It's great. I like it. I do like a happy saffron pill
I love that.
Dr. Amen.
Okay.
Because he talks about how that taking saffron helps boost your it's more for like an anxiety depressed state.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that. And then like a multivitamin brain pill situation.
I love that.
Digestive enzymes when I remember. Like the list goes on.
Yeah.
This is where I'm like, I pick and choose because sometimes I'm like, I don't want to open 12 bottles.
Right. And you know what? It can be intuitive.
Yeah.
Because
I feel that way.
Yes. Yeah. There's some days even like at night when I'm taking my magnesium.
Yeah.
I'll like have 2 because there's 2 capsules and I'm like, I just need 1 tonight.
Interesting.
Because like you can kind of like gauge again, your body knows.
If you listen to it, you know.
Yes. Yep. Our bodies are so intelligent.
I know.
Truly.
It's crazy.
Oh, I love Symbiotica's products. I love their vitamin C.
Is it the liquid one?
The liposomal one.
Oh, I took the
the glutathione. it's not that good.
It's the texture for me.
Yes.
I can't do it.
So
it's like goo.
It is goo.
But I've heard great things.
The vitamin C is easier to eat because it tastes like oranges.
Oh, yeah. See, that's
the glutathione kind of tastes different.
It was like a tar.
I know.
It was so interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm just swallowing this big lump of goo. Anyway.
My mind. I'm like, now my mind is going somewhere else.
But So I vitamin C?
I really only take their glutathione when I'm not pregnant. Okay. I kind of just stopped taking it when I was pregnant. And you have to kind of take glutathione on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
From what I've heard or researched. Don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure.
Someone's going to tell you
and
that's
I'm like,
not
I
true.
never remember to take it on an empty stomach.
I know, me either.
So not that it decreases its effectiveness. It's probably just more
effective doing that, but it still works.
Yes.
Either way.
I mostly use their vitamin C.
Okay.
And that's like, you know what? I mean, vitamin C is good for your hair, skin, nails, everything. But also in pregnancy, it's good for varicose veins.
Interesting.
Yes. Huh. Because it also helps with collagen production.
I didn't know that.
And so,
I didn't remember.
Yeah. And so it just helps the integrity of your veins.
I love it. That's awesome.
So that's a little hack for you. My midwife told me that.
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like that's really it. That's all I take for supplements.
Yeah. I ebb and flow with what feels right at the time. But I would say my base, everything that I do every single day is like a green and electrolyte. Oh, I do have like the better hormones. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like more regulated, that or like a dim supplement.
Right.
Just because my hormones are usually like this.
Yeah.
Those are like my base. And if I get something else in, I'm like, win.
Yeah.
But I should do magnesium. That's a good idea.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Cool. But we love everything health and wellness.
Yeah, we're really into it. It's just fun to talk about it.
Yeah.
And to hear like other things that people do.
And you don't have to do what we do.
Oh, yeah, no,
these are just like little ideas.
It's just like fun. It's just a fun, carefree space to talk about something, that's a little more lighthearted.
Right.
Given our last episode. Yeah. Right? We have to
but we love both.
We have to dabble in everything.
We love both sides of the spectrum though.
We do. We absolutely do. But yeah, it's just, it's fun.
Yeah. And thank you guys for watching and listening. And we hope you at least got a little bit of something from today.
And if you didn't, I hope we made you laugh.
Yeah. With something at least.
At us. Or at something we said that you resonated with. Yeah. Or like whatever, Yeah. Either way. Thank you for being here. We love it. We love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
See you next time.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. We hope that you felt seen, heard, and maybe even a little empowered. If you loved today's combo, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your girls.
Let's keep this Soul Tide community growing. Until next time, stay true, stay bold, and most importantly,
stay you. Love you. Mean it. Bye.